Well, we had a wonderful day at the barn here in Ontario. We're on our way doing some running around this afternoon, and then back to Ohio for this evening. Now, I want to talk about the race horses. A lot of horses getting close to racing, a lot of horses training back, a lot of horses are racing. I want to give you an update on them. Brace for Landing, I think Eric has been a mile and a half, around 220, 225. We will, driver's side here, low it says.
It does this whenever it gets below a certain temperature.
Oh yeah, you were saying that. It's weird, the air pressure diagnostic thing goes off. Yeah, it is, look. It says that the driver's side tire's low, but it's not. It's weird. Did this last time too, you're right. So Brace for Landing, mile and a half around 220, 225 speed. He just put some work into him, put in the bike, go a mile and 210 at some point in the next 3 weeks. And he'll be ready to go sooner than later. I like that he's very subdued and quiet for Eric too. That was always his thing. He was always wound up on the track. He was controllable, but still going into those training miles with that mentality plays a role, right? If you can keep him relaxed and quiet. This horse I think we're going to take to Kentucky and race in Oak Grove and have a lot of fun with him all summer long. That's my plan right now as we start to get closer to the races. Carter Michael Deal, we sold Carter Michael Deal after his race the other day. It was a good mile. Nalmore's a 6 company. Now he's up into open conditions. I guess not really. He can race in Nalmore's a 9. I think that's right around the class that Spitfire races in down there in Ohio. Take nothing away from the horse. It was a great mile the other day, but again, I'm not going down this road. This road is always a gray area, right? Really fast horse. By the time, if we figured out he's struggling in that 4-year-old open conditions, everybody else notices too, right? And at that point, now you just have a horse that's struggling. So sometimes you gotta move them when they're on the front end of what they're doing. And I just thought the timing it wasn't perfect, it was adequate. The horse did throw a very good mile in, but it was, again, in a constructed, capped condition race for 3- and 4-year-olds. So now he has to race in a tougher field. We'll see how he does, but I thought it was the right move to make. So Carter Michael Dio has left the stable. Collector is in to go Monday. I was really happy with what I saw the other day from Collector. I thought he raced well. James drove him right. You know, James is complaining because I tore a strip off him a little bit about stay close on the video, which isn't true. I didn't tear a strip off him.
Stay close.
Or not stay close, stay special.
Oh.
Stay special. Which wasn't true. I told the truth.
Who told him that?
Oh, no, it was Kirby. He could have watched it himself. And it wasn't that. I thought he drove. Collector was a similar thing. Got away 4th. Couldn't move him. He made the right move not moving him and to fan him out wide. And the horse raced well. I thought he raced really well. But he wasn't in the sale the next day. Stay special was. So, I was happy with Collector, and I think that we're going to have a lot of fun with this guy too. A lot of upside in this guy. See, physically, looking at him, a lot of maturity coming from him. Still a lot of girth and weight and muscle to put on this horse. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with Collector over the next few months, and interested to see how he's going to race on Monday. Crantini is racing next week. He'll be in that non-winners of... Or is he in? Oh, no, he's in the non-winners 8 claimer. He has allowance too, so I think with his allowance is like 22 grand or 21,000. You know, there's people out there saying, well, somebody might claim him. Go ahead. Claim him. If you think that that's the best course of action, go ahead. He's got 7 wins now, and he's in a class next week where he should hopefully get to 8 wins. Every time he steps closer to 10 wins, you are definitely in. You know, the only reason when we talked about Carter, that's a claimer that Crantini's in. I'm not putting Carter in a claimer. And there wouldn't be one high enough to bring back what we sold him for. So it's different for Crantini and Unbeatable Kemp. They can race in claimers, and they do have restrictions up to 10, but you have to price them. And we weren't pricing Carter. We can price Unbeatable Kemp and Crantini. That's why it's a little bit different in that regard. So Crantini will race next week. I'm gone away next week, but is this first line? The next one is... Oh, yeah, right. I think Ronnie Ranner, Chris Lems will drive Crantini. He's been very, very good. He was great at Northfield. Tim has got him really good, and it was just a matter of this, you know, just telling Jason, this is what we do with Crantini. This is how we approach the race. And I already know what I have to do with him on the racetrack, and the horse has been perfect. So very, very happy with what I've seen from Crantini. Irish Ray, I was a little disappointed the other day with him. We're waiting to get his blood back to see what the blood says, but I wish he would be a little bit better. This is my father's horse. Mom and Dad own that horse with a couple of friends, I think, and it was an extremely good horse. Was only defeated one time in state competition, one time at all as a 2 and 3 year old. Well, no, that's not true. He was beat at Mohawk. He hit him 5th or something, and then he hit the gate in Charlottetown. Every other race in his life he won. 19 out of 21, now 19 out of 22. But that doesn't translate. Again, that's to the very extreme when we talk about struggling as a 4-year-old. This is the most extreme case because he won all his races in the Maritimes, where the competition to begin with is a little watered down. Now you're not only are you out of your staking competition in your group, but now you're into open competition in a whole other jurisdiction that is historically infinitely more tough than the maritime scene. So a lot going on with Irish Ray. I just hope he comes forward for them. He, as far as his mannerments, he was good the other day. He just needs to do more work. Kenobi is racing today. No, tomorrow. Today or tomorrow. I think tomorrow. He's won his last 2 in Saratoga and looked very, very good. So great job down there by those guys. Spitfire Overseas drew 8 again. Now this is 8-8-9. 3 times in his last 5 starts. I think he's drawn the outside. Tough spot to leave 8 from is Miami Valley, I can tell you that. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Not ideal for sure. Stay Special was a winner last night, but did bleed in her winning. So we did put her on the Lasix program. She will miss a week and race in exactly 13 days on Lasix in the same class. She fits it for one more win. And then after that she moves up again. She goes to non-winners at 3 by money, which is not that much different from the class she's in. The fact that she can beat this class, the fact that she's a competitor in this class, means that she's got lots of room to move. And if you got out of this class, she said, well, there's nothing for her. She still fits an onwards a 7 claimer, which is a 30, which her tag would be $45,000. And she can do that right up to 7 wins. So we have options with Stay Special for sure. Steel Cowboy. I trained Steel Cowboy the other day at 2.5. He was very good. I was really happy with him. We'll come back again 1.5 miles with him Wednesday, and then when I get home, I'll qualify him at Northfield Park. We did pay him into the non-winners 2 series in Miami Valley, so once he's qualified, he'll head down to Stacy and Brett to race on a bigger track down there at 5/8. We already know he can get around a 5/8 a half. Not really suited for Steel Cowboy, but on the 5/8 he's already taken a mark of 52 and 2 at Oak Grove, so he should fit in fine at Miami Valley. Tactical Mounds, we did train the other day. She trained very good. I was happy with her. Pretty hard not to be happy with her. She's a monster. When you look at her, you can tell why she took the mark and made the money she did. She's just a very, very nice filly. Mare now. Tech Song Soprano looked great the other night. Very fortuitous. I almost said fortuitous, which is not a word. Fortuitous purchase for this with this guy. He's just turned out to be a really, really nice horse. A great 3rd the other night at Yonkers. Wallop, I trained Wallop in 2-3. He's going to be qualifying not next week. He's a little tricky. Remind me too, I got a message, Enos, about putting aluminums on him behind. Wallop will qualify again the following Wednesday for sure. We'll have Steel Cowboy and Wallop in to qualify. Walter's Keepsake, we're going to leave here tonight, this afternoon after the movies, and get back to Northfield Park in time for me to drive Walter's Keepsake tonight. Greatest Ending has been training. He trained again today, trained the other day. I've been very happy. What's that?
Today.
Oh, yeah, the main track. They got a lot of snow in Northfield. The main track's closed. So yeah, he didn't train today. You're right. He'll train, I guess he'll miss and just go Wednesday. He's not training on Monday, I can guarantee you that. JK Victory is coming out of the field this week, and we'll get him back in jogging. I waited a little longer than I thought I would with this guy, but I talked to Ronnie the other day. He says no rush. He said when Hoosier opens up, he'll be ready to go. Looks like Money schooled yesterday in 2 minutes. He's going to qualify next Friday. Both James and Harry said he was very good in his schooler. Renegade Gypsy just can't be first over with this guy. It's just not his trip. Otherwise, he raced very good and has been racing very good. Pretty happy with Renegade Gypsy, how he's fitting in at Miami Valley. Serious Dragon begins training this week and getting back into the swing of things. We'll have him ready to go probably in a month or so. 3-point blue chip. I just got a message from Julie Miller saying that he's not lame at all, but they test him for EPM. We don't generally test for EPM. We just treat them for EPM. They tested him and said that his the levels were pretty high, so they were going to treat him with Marquis and get those levels down, which may have played a very major role in him looking kind of lackluster, to be honest. Gave him the benefit of the doubt because he's qualified. He's been off a year. Let's just see how this plays out. And then last time he raced, he was kind of poor, which put them in a position where they wanted to, and they did test him for EPM. He did have it, which is not shocking. We treated him plenty of times in years too. Just a matter of being aggressive and keeping him on a strict regimen of, in this case, either Marquis to start him off, and then likely go back to diclozerol or to tozerol, which is TD paste, is what we use in Ohio. That was 3-point blue chip. Unbeatable Kemp is in to go. He's got the 7-hole on Wednesday now. We were kind of left without a driver. Chris Lems opted to go with Norm Parker's horse, who did win in 55 his last start when Crantini was second to him. But Ronnie Wren said he would jump up and drive Unbeatable Kemp, which I appreciate because he had 2 other drives in that race and picked over them to take our horse. So Unbeatable Kemp hopefully races well on Wednesday for him. Yo Mister was training at Mohawk. I didn't stop in and see him go, but Harry figured he'd go around 2.7, 2.8 today. He was training at Mohawk. And an update on Good As Him, for everybody wondering. Good As Him did, in fact, re-injure that coffin bone fracture. And he was going to be out for an extended period of time again. So we opted to, I was looking for a good home for him, and we were actually really lucky. I was talking to Emily Leake, or one of our caretakers, the caretaker of Good As Him, and she goes, I love this horse so much, I would take him in a heartbeat. I just looked at her. I said, like, to own, right? She goes, yes. I said, do I got a deal for you? He's now your horse. So we gave the caretaker of Good As Him the horse. So Emily now owns Good As Him. I just thought, do what you want. Keep him. He'd be your forever horse. Keep him in a pasture, or give him lots of time off and try and bring him back again. That would be up to you. But Emily's probably one of the most caring caretakers that we have. She loves the horse to death. He looks like $1 million because of Emily. And I just thought, here we are looking for a good home for this horse, and it was right in front of us. So Emily now is the sole owner of Good As Him, and I can't imagine anybody's going to have any complaints about that. So where are we at now? Good As Him was down here. We go to Locatelli, who's in to go this Monday at Mohawk. I thought he raced good last week. He's dropping into a class he's historically done very, very well in, that 24,000 class. White Tiger gets the week off, and we'll bring him back, and maybe if we're lucky, he can drop in there next week. I don't really know. I'm not positive. No Free Lunch seemingly had a flat race, but still paced 53 and 3, 28 apiece, or 29 on the end of it. I think we can help him. I think after looking at the mile, I guess the speed of the mile and understanding the situation we were in, I think maybe he was just slipping a little bit. So if the track is as deep next week as it was yesterday, then I think it's an easy fix. We just take those flip-flops off until the track firms up again. Now, if winter shows up again and the track gets a little harder, then by all means, I think the flip-flops will work just fine. Who do we got now? Oakwood Cowboy IR qualified the other day. He is going to re-qualify this coming Friday. I'd like to see a mile in 55, 56.
4 minutes.
For what? Oh, yeah, good call. It's 14 minutes, but yes. Stay Close will race this week at the Meadows. He's been racing great. I was so surprised he got around Northfield so good. So great job by him. Kings County is going to be in to go at Miami Valley this week. White Tiger gets the week off, and he'll be back next week. Big update, Delicious Stone is in to go at Yonkers on Wednesday in that 40,000 claiming series. I just thought it was a good spot for him. Coming in, I think he's been racing in the amateurs, so it's hard for people to discern whether they should jump in and grab him. So I think it's a good spot for him to be in. One, I don't think they'll grab him his first start. Hopefully he'll do well, and we'll get another crack at them after that. But I think it's a good spot for Delicious Stone to be, for sure. And Miss Rockadelli races tonight. She raced great the other day. I expect another good race from her. Patrick the Piranha. Always nice to end the list with a win, and with Patrick. He's been a nice horse for us ever since we got him. And man, he raced some kind of good the other day. Ridge Warren drove him, come first over nice and slow, and run down the leader. Just typical Patrick fashion. He looked great. So a great run again this week. Not quite as good as we had last week. We were white hot last week, but a pretty good run nonetheless this week in the stable. I'll be back with the 2-year-olds and the 3-year-olds at some point today. Take care.